Well, welfare recipients will see a boost to their payments from late next month. The government's so-called safety net bill passed the Senate yesterday without amendments from the Coalition or the Greens. Around 1 million Australians are expected to benefit from the fortnightly base rate lift on September 20. But will it be enough to tackle the cost of living crisis? Well, the answer is no, surely. So where do we go from here? Joining me live is independent MP Dai. Dai, you've always got your finger on the pulse about what's happening in your electorate in Western Sydney. What is it like for people trying to make ends meet at the moment?
Oh, look, good morning, Laura. Great to be in your program again today. Look, as you rightly say, I understand that it's a real struggle at the moment for families in Fowler, students in Fowler, people looking for jobs in Fowler. So look, it is a welcoming news in terms of the increase, but I don't believe that it's going to really cover the cost of living, such as rent. Rent has gone up, grocery prices have gone up. The cost of living has just gone up so much. I think besides increasing a job seeker payment, my hope is that the government would look at ways to also enable those that are looking for a job and finding casual job to kind of allow them, to work and having some form of support until they earn enough income.
Yeah, sure. So you think the government should take up the Coalition suggestion here, which is allow people on welfare payments to work more before their payments are affected?
Absolutely, yes. Similar to what we, Rebecca Sharkey, the member for Mayo, bill in terms of enabling those who are, retirees and can go back to work, or pensioners can go back to work, but not having their pension affected. So I think similarly, something we should look at that, because we want to really enable our workforce to get back. I don't think people want to be on unemployment benefits, to be honest. It's not enough. And I don't know if you've been to, queuing up or gone to a Centrelink. And I've walked past a Centrelink office last week when I went to visit one of my local community organisations that's providing training for unemployed people. And the Centrelink office, it looks so dark. And I would not want to be lining up and just to get a few $100s a week just to, pay for my food and for my accommodation or my rent. That's not even enough nowadays. So I think we need to really give people a sense of, self-esteem and self-belief that they can actually go to work and have keep that benefit there until and allow them to work, so they can actually, they can afford to pay for their bills.
Yeah, and the bills are front of mind at the moment. I tell you what, and this is coming across...
Electricity bills as well,
right.
As you know.
Yeah, so what did you think, Dai, when you were sitting there in Parliament, particularly question time yesterday, and you see the opposition questioning the government over electricity costs and what they're going to do about it, and where renewables are in the system and removing gas? I mean, what did you think?
Laura, if you ask me what I think about question time, I think question time needs to be improved. I think that, as we know, and then as the media would know, that question time we don't really get the real answers to the, and
no, but what about the answers you did get yesterday on where electricity bills are headed, yes, and the justification?
Yeah, look, for me, it's really... I suppose those answers, it is sometimes kind of, throws you. But for me, one of the important things that I asked a question yesterday around the Stronger Communities grant. Now, I don't know if you know that grant. That is a very small grant for many electorates across the country, and it's not in the budget. So I put that question to the Treasurer, asking them if they have actually slashed it, because it's not in the budget. And they actually did not answer my question, which means to me they probably have slashed that fund. That's $150,000, which is not a lot, but that actually goes back into the community for small community organisations to build, such as, put air conditioning in the community hall, for instance, or fixing a ramp for people to use it with disability. So those little funds is so critical for communities like Fowler. And so for me, at times, those kind of things, cost of living, the increase in cost of living, those issues are really important for communities. It's those granular things that are so important, especially in my community of Fowler. So I think any, you know, I don't think that the answers in terms of, you know, the small increase in rebate for childcare and, you know, all of the lists that the Treasurer provided, I think that is not going to be covering the cost of living that everybody across the country, let alone my low socioeconomic communities in Fowler are experiencing.
I always wonder when we have a cost of living crisis like this, climate change often moves down the priority list. That's certainly happened in your electorate, surely.
Look, you know, it's not obviously front and centre. People come to us with their, you know, electricity bills. And of course, I can understand that's linked to, obviously, you know, how we're using energy and what's available out there, the resources to produce energy for us to use. But cost of living, electricity prices, you know what, insurance, actually, people cannot pay insurance anymore because insurance have gone up and no one's talking about it. So that's another day-to-day living and costs that people are experiencing that we are not even touching. People are now not paying the insurance, car insurance, because they can't afford. In my electorate of Fowler, these are the issues that are coming. Housing, you know, they can't pay rent. There's not enough affordable housing for people. So those are the things that people come to my office about.
That's really good for you to put that on our radar, people not paying insurance because they can't afford to. Dai, as always, thank you for your time. We'll see you soon.